So, this is an answer to a lot of common questions I hear. So, people say to me, why did God allow children to get cancer? Why does God allow um, babies to die? Why does God allow all these things to happen that are, to do with death and sickness? Well, it's like anything. If you have something that's made by a maker, a designer, and you go against its manual, something's going to happen to the design. So when Adam disobeyed God and took from the tree, he brought sin and death into this world, which is what God said would happen. He listened to the devil, he obeyed his sin desire, and because he desired to sin against God, and he did, he had it in him to do that. He wanted to do things his own way. He brought sin and death and sickness to this world. God, in his love, came down to die as a man on the cross to pay for all our sins so that we could have everlasting life. This was something that God did because he didn't hate man, he wanted a relationship with man, but he hates sin, he hates death, he hates dying, he hates evil. So when we become saved by God, we also start to hate evil. We start to hate what God hates. So this is the change in a Christian when they believe in God. We start to hate things of the devil, things that are evil and dark, and we turn to things to do with God and the light. So reading his word, looking at what's pure and good in the world, like the animals, the creation around us, the things that God made, the beauty, the complexity of the creation. And we realize that the designer must be amazing to have designed this world we're living in, that even while people get sick with cancer, the body still has amazing mechanisms to help fight against cancer cells. It still destroys cancer cells. It would have been a much better fighting machine. In fact, they wouldn't have had to fight anything like this if we hadn't had Adam disobey God. So when people go to blame God, just remember you wouldn't have all the wonderful things you have. You wouldn't have food, drink, a roof over your head, pets to love, beautiful sceneries. This is all created by God, and it dies due to Adam's sin. That's why we all need Jesus, because we're all dying due to sin. But through Jesus, we can have everlasting life.